What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we continue our week-long look at Muppet films with the first one that we're going to talk about to not feature the involvement of Jim Henson, and that is Muppet Treasure Island, starring Tim Curry, Kevin Bishop, Jennifer Saunders, Billy Connolly, Steve Whitmire, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Dave Goelz, Kevin Clash, and Bill Beretta. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today's film, Muppet Treasure Island, is the first one we're going to take a look at that did not feature the involvement of Jim Henson. It was not the first one made after the passing of Jim Henson. That one was Muppet Christmas Carol, which we'll be taking a look at in December when we cover Christmas films. But this is the first one that we are going to look at that didn't have Jim's involvement. And I'm going to say right off the bat, it shows. Now, our movie opens and we meet Jim Hawkins, a young orphan who lives in an inn in England with his best friends, Gonzo and Rizzo. Jim listens to a man named Billy Bones as he tells tales about Captain Flint, who buried his treasure trove on a remote island and then executed his crew so that only he would own the map to the island. One evening, Bones's crewmate, Blind Pew, shows up and gives Bones the black spot, which is a mark of death. Bones then dies of a heart attack, but in his final moments, Bones gives Jim the treasure map and begs him to go after the treasure and keep both the treasure and the map safe from pirate hands, especially one specific pirate with only one leg. Just then, an army of pirates attack the inn, destroying it, but Jim, Gonzo, and Rizzo are able to escape with the map. The trio takes the map to the half-wit Squire Trelawney, who arranges voyage to find the treasure. The boys are enlisted aboard the Hispaniola as cabin boys, accompanied by Trelawney, Dr. Livesey, and Beaker. The ship is commanded by Captain Abraham Smollett and his overly strict first mate, Mr. Arrow. The boys meet the cook, Long John Silver, a one-legged man, potentially the one whom Bones was warning them of. But Jim and Silver become such good friends, they don't suspect that he could be the pirate in question. The ship sets sail, but Captain Smollett becomes suspicious of his crew, believing them to be a bunch of shady characters. After Gonzo and Rizzo are kidnapped and tortured by 3 members of the crew who have turned out to in fact be pirates, Captain Smollett has the treasure map locked up for safekeeping. It is then revealed that Long John Silver and some other members of the crew are in fact pirates who had been a part of Captain Flint's original crew. Long John is able to fool Mr. Arrow into leaving the ship in order to test out a rowboat. And Long John says that Arrow drowned and has his minions steal the map during a memorial service for Mr. Arrow. Jim, Gonzo, and Rizzo discover Silver's treachery and they inform Captain Smollett. So when the ship arrives at Treasure Island, Captain Smollett orders the entire crew except for the officers, to go ashore. The concept here being to abandon the pirates on the island while leaving Captain Smollett and the non-pirates, the officers, aboard the ship. However, the plan falls through when it is discovered that Long John has kidnapped Jim in order to have leverage against the captain. Meanwhile, on the island, Silver invites Jim to join them in the treasure hunt by using his late father's compass. When Jim refuses, Long John forcibly takes the compass from him. Smollett, Gonzo, and Rizzo land on the island in an effort to rescue Jim. However, unbeknownst to them, Silver has hidden a squad of pirates aboard the Hispaniola before leaving, and during the captain's absence, they take over the ship. On the island, Smollett and the rest of the landing party are captured by the native tribe of pigs, where Smollett ends up reuniting with his former lover, Benjamina Gunn, the tribe's queen. The pirates find the cave in which Flint hid the treasure, but there is no treasure, which leads to a brief mutiny against Long John Silver. Silver reveals that even though he is a pirate, he cares for Jim and allows Jim to escape. After reprimanding the crew for using a page from the Bible to deliver the black spot, a death sentence, Long John and his crew capture Captain Smollett and Benjamina. Smollett is hung from a cliff, hoping for him to fall to his death, and in an effort to save Captain Smollett, Benjamina reveals that the treasure is actually hidden in her house. But when she spits out a kiss from Silver, he hangs her off the cliff as well. Jim is able to rescue his friends, and with Mr. Arrow, who is revealed to actually be alive, the group regains control of the Hispaniola and are able to rescue Captain Smollett as well as Benjamina. The group engages the pirates in a sword fight until only Long John Silver is left standing. But he surrenders when he finds himself outnumbered. When the pirates are imprisoned, Long John discovers that he still has Mr. Arrow's keys and attempts to escape with the treasure. Jim confronts him and threatens to give his position away, while Silver draws a pistol. In a tearful standoff, neither man can bring themselves to follow through on their threats, and Jim allows Long John to leave as long as they never cross paths again, much to their disappointment. Long John rows away, but not before returning Jim's compass to him and complimenting his kind heart. However, Mr. Arrow informs Jim and Captain Smollett that the boat that Silver has used was not seaworthy, leaving Long John stranded on the island with no gold. Our film ends with the crew of the Hispaniola sailing away into the sunset, but not before sending some scuba diving rat tourists to recover the treasure from the sea. Okay, so the fact that they had to base this movie off of literature already shows a problem. And yes, Muppet Christmas Carol is based off of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, but for some reason that worked and was a tremendous movie, which again we'll get into during December when we do Christmas movies. But the fact that they didn't have their regular team work out an original script for this right there showed a problem. They figured, okay, well, Muppet Christmas Carol was a success. Let's go back to the well go to literature, find a good book, and we'll throw the Muppets in the characters. You notice, not once did I say Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear. The only ones that actually kept to their names that you heard me say were Gonzo, Rizzo, and Beaker. So you had the Muppets portraying other people, and therefore they had to adapt to those characters' characteristics and cease to be the Muppets. That's a problem to me, because you lose the warmth of the Muppet characters that way when they're trying to be somebody else. You can still emote some of the Muppet characteristics into the characters, but for the most part, you still have to portray the character the way they're supposed to be portrayed, and you can't veer too much, or else you end up losing that character. And it goes both ways. You know, if Kermit is too much Kermit and not enough Captain Smollett, then you lose the Captain Smollett character. But if he's too much Captain Smollett, then you lose the heart of Kermit. So you have to try to find the balance between the two. And I think when you delve into literature too much, you just lose that. Maybe it's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know. But in my personal opinion, this movie is the absolute worst Muppet movie. Put it to you this way. Sitting down watching it to review it over here is the first time I've actually seen it start to finish, because I had to. I've tried watching it in the past. I've probably seen the entire movie before, but in settings. Yeah, I'll catch the beginning here, I'll catch the ending there, I'll catch the middle here. I usually get so bored with this film that I walk away from it, though. And it's a crying shame, considering the fact that Tim Curry, the iconic Tim Curry, is Captain Long John Silver. Because he does Long John very well, but it's not enough to save the movie for me. As captivating as Tim Curry is, it's not enough to keep me sitting in my seat for an hour and a half, glued to the screen. Unlike Tim Curry's other characters. Pennywise the Clown, which keeps me glued to the screen for 3 hours, because it was two 2-hour movies in a miniseries. You know, his character in Home Alone 2 as the hotel concierge. Rooster and Annie, which we'll get to when we do musicals month. You know, there's so many great iconic Tim Curry roles, and Long John Silver is an amazing role for him to play. He is so good in it. But again, it is just not enough to save the film. The songs are not memorable. Once again, much like I said about Great Muppet Caper, you know, Cabin Fever, Shiver My Timbers, Love Let Us Hear, they're okay, but they're not songs that you walk around singing long after the movie's over. They just kind of disappear from your mind. They're not as iconic as other Muppet movie songs. It's just a shame. There's no cameos in here, unlike the previous Muppet movies, where you'll have a small human cast of characters and then cameos. There's no cameos here. All of the human actors you heard me list are primary characters. You don't have those pop-up cameos that Muppet movies are known for. I feel that takes away. Brian Henson tried directing this. He tried to do the Muppet legacy and his father proud. And unfortunately, I feel that Brian Henson ultimately failed in the process. Now, Brian did some other stuff that was good, so I'm not going to come down too hard on him, but this one was a failure, in my opinion. When it comes to my rating for Muppet Treasure Island, it gets 1 out of 5 stars. And honestly, that 1 star is Tim Curry. I'm sorry. I hate to be so bold. I hate to be so blunt. I hate to rate my Muppets so low. But this movie is just god-awful. It is so boring to me. What do you guys think out there? If you're watching along the premiere, let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching around later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Whatever you do, though, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. All the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag StatBoyApproved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. Get out there, show your support. While you're showing your support, do what that ticker tells you to do. If you enjoy my content, my daily videos, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, I'm not monetized yet, so the only way I'm going to make any money is if you guys out there go to that link and send me a few bucks as a thank you, little show of support for all my hard work that I do here on a daily to provide you guys with content on a regular basis. If you don't want to send money, but you still want to show me some support, go to the Linktree link that scrolls along the bottom of the screen here. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, select a movie. When it comes in the mail, I'll open it up live on Renegade Recap, give you guys a shout out and a thank you live on the air. And likewise, when I factor it into one of my theme months and I can sit down, watch it, review it, I'll give you guys another shout out and I'll show you guys the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we take a look at another Muppets film that, in my personal opinion, is only slightly better than the one that we talked about today, 1999's Muppets from Space, starring Jeffrey Tambor, Pat Hingle, Rob Schneider, Andy McDowell, Steve Whitmire, Frank Oz, Dave Goles, Jerry Nelson, Bill Beretta, Kevin Clash, Brian Henson, Peter Lenz, F. Murray Abraham, David Arquette, Kathy Griffin, Hollywood Hogan, Ray Liotta, Joshua Jackson, and Katie Holmes. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, with another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. when I take a look at the only Muppet film to feature not one, but two former WCW World Heavyweight Champions, Muppets from Space. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, each and every one of you guys tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuned in on a regular basis, watching, supporting me. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.